Hola, beautiful people. This is Alicia Monet, and I have something to say. It's been a while since I made a video, and that's cool. I've been doing me for a while. I am inspired to do a video and to post it. I've been doing Facebook Live lately, things of that nature, because I just seen a post where a sister, she said something violent to the effect of, yeah, if somebody says anything about you, I'll punch them in the face. Oh, no, no, no. I'm trying to rise above that frequency. I'm raising my vibration, but that does come, it's a she said, but something about, it does come out of me every now and again. It's not that easy to just, it don't just go away. That's what she said. And I was like, wow, that is so very true, because I know that I encounter women. I encounter all kinds of women, and I encounter some women where, that stuff. I call it pettiness. I call it immaturity and things of this nature. You know what I mean? I think that it's I call it rigid. Um, when you get into that super defensive mode and want to fight all the time, or always have something catty to say, or back and forth, or he say she say, gossipy, and oh well, and like all of that type of stuff, is not conducive to our growth. In fact, we cannot. That's a lower vibrational frequency that we as goddesses are not. Gods and goddesses are not vibrating on. We shouldn't be. We can't. There's no way. There's no way that clean wine can be stored in old dirty wineskins, right? There's no way that clean water and dirty water can exist in the same cup. It's not. I don't care what you tell yourself. I don't care if it comforts you that the majority of people do it, and there are not too many people that are going to tell you that it's not okay. It's not okay, and that's just what it is. And so when she said that it doesn't just go away, it reminded me, wow, you know what? It doesn't just go away. It doesn't. It's a process. It is a process for things like that to go away. And everybody's stuff. Everybody has their own thing that is going to take time to go away or whatnot. And I don't even call it to go away, because every single part of you. I mean, there are things like gossiping and things like that, talking about other people, worried about other people's business and things that just have to go away. Yes. There are certain characteristics that we have, though, like maybe the fighter in her, the sister with the punch somebody. And I'm not talking specifically about the sister. This just triggered this in me. Maybe she's a fighter, and maybe that is absolutely necessary at certain times to trigger that warrior within. The key here is balance, right? I seen another post that spoke about there is a dark side to me too. I'm not just all a light goddess. I don't know what she said, but she said part of being a goddess is the darkness as well, the dark goddess as well. And that's true. We all have that as well. We have the darkness and we have the light. Guess what? We are the all. The most high power dwells within. We are vessels for that. This is why it's so important to treat your body as the temple that it is, and to live a life of sacredness. And we're getting there. You know what I mean? There are baby steps, to this or whatnot. But it's true. There is this dark goddess that has certain characteristics, and that is a certain archetype that will destroy your whole existence without even a thought. Without a thought. It's in us all. We all have the power and ability to do it. Just like we have the great potential for the light. It is a grand spectrum. You know what I mean? My dad used to tell me, honey, just like, you have all this light in you, and people can see the light in you, that intensity of the light. They also, because it's so intense, they can see the potential of the darkness too, for those dark people that I was drawing in. In the same way that you're attracted to these people, the darkness in them, that intensity, there's still light. There's still that potential, the same potential for light. And you guys are trying to like pull that out of each other. And so for certain people or whatever. The point being is that balance is key. Yes, you have all of that darkness. You have all of this light. The balance is that. And somebody said that balance was key. And I was like, it sure is key. Because I know for me, going through my transformation and my rebirth, because no person, we're talking about creating heaven on earth and that we're goddesses and this and that. This is not just a saying. This is not a joke. This is not for fun. You know what I mean? This is life. This is lifestyle. This is activating your divinity. This is a real life thing here. Just because it's it's not just like, oh, I'm a goddess because I'm a woman. Oh, look at me. No. Right? No, and we're talking about this God, we're gods and goddesses, that we're creating heaven on earth and all this other stuff. Well, no man or woman can create heaven without first being born again, is what the Bible teaches, right? And I'm not getting into the Bible, but yes, I am. Listen, this is true. No person is going to be able to create heaven on earth unless they are born again. And the Bible says, how may a man go into his mother's womb and be born a second time, be born again? Through the being born again, through the renewal of the mind, being baptized in the water. Water is very cleansing. Water is very cleansing. A lot of things are very cleansing. I'm not getting on this about cleansing, which is necessary in order to have your vessel in the space that it needs to be at, in order to be a clear channel for Christ's energy to flow through you. But in order for you to be a clean vessel, to allow Christ's energy to clearly flow through you, you have to set aside childish ways. Let's just call it what it is. There comes a time when you must grow up. You must mature. You must be willing to die. All that stuff has to die in order to be reborn again. In order to be reborn again. And in your state of being, this rebirth, there is wisdom, there is tact, there is knowing, there's discernment, there is grace, there is peace, there is joy, there is kindness, there is gentleness, there is love. It is a healed state of being. It is activating your divinity. It's all of that. And it's a process. Because in order to be born again, what is to be born again? By the renewal of your mind. You have to take your thoughts and you have to make them captive, make them your slave. All this stuff from the Bible is coming out of my mouth right now. I was trying to explain this, and this is what's coming out of my mouth right now because this is what that means. I'm going to say for me, this is what that means. And from what I observe now, like I told you guys, the scriptures are like the matrix code in my system now, which was pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. Even though I'm not like a Christian, not a Christian, kind of Christian like. I don't want to confuse anybody. All I want to say is that in order to be born again, in order to live this goddess life, in order to be a god or goddess on earth, in order to activate your divinity, you have to be that. In order to be that, you have to renew your mind. You have to do your work. You have to get some sun. You have to treat your body as the temple it is. Treat your life sacred. You know, I am not above reproach. There are times where I lose my shit. Excuse my language. I do. I get upset. I get frustrated because I feel I have an entitlement thing. I feel like I've been doing my work. I've been working really hard for a very long time. And no, I don't have all the answers. And I make a lot of mistakes. But I am moving forward. And I am going to reach my full potential. I am definitely going to do that. I am definitely going to serve my mission here on earth. So when things happen and things come my way, I know that I created it. Even if I wasn't aware of it. Even if it is a fear. And I get upset. I get upset at the situation, but more so at myself. I'm like, how can I allow this to happen? Not that I allow people to take advantage of me or this, that, and the third, but this environment, what's in front of me is mess. It's mine. That upsets me because I'm a goddess and I know that. And I know that I'm in a rebirthing process. And in order to go through that process, I must put aside old childish ways. But of course, we like to see ourselves in a positive light. So I see the light in me. So when you know, my subconscious we're healing, this is a healing process. So these things come up and I'm like, whoa, this is a messy environment. I'm like, this is my environment though. Why is this a mess? And this person and that, but it really isn't because I'm like, I already know that this is me. So let me look at this because I'm trying to, what's happening with these environments is I'm creating this environment in order to communicate to me what it is inside of me that I need to release, I need to change, I need to acknowledge. It may be fear. It may be some insecurity. It may be something. It stems from somewhere inside of me. So, yes, we all need to do that work. And it is work. And it's all good. There's no room for judgment because we're all on this path. The truth of the matter is, where you're vibrating is what you attract. Period. So we should have compassion for each other, because I know I get angry. I get angry at the people. I get angry at myself. I get angry at the situation. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is the situation. But at the end of the day, when I put on my big girl panties, or rather take them panties off, because grown-ups don't wear panties. Or maybe they do. Maybe I should have left that out. Or maybe I'll take it out. Maybe not. But at the end of the day, when I'm honest with myself and I'm walking in integrity with myself, the bottom line is that it is me. It is I. I am the creatress. Whether I'm doing it consciously or not. And it is a process. So I'm not going to judge myself. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to call myself a bitch. I'm not going to do that, because I don't speak to myself that way. I'm a divine being in a human body, in the flesh. I come from a galaxy that I don't even remember at this time. So I'm not going to treat myself harshly. Even though sometimes I slip up, and I do, I've been practicing so as to not. And what I'm learning is the way that I am harsh on others is the way that I'm harsh on myself. So the more that I have more compassion for myself, the more compassion that I lend out to my sisters and my brothers who are also growing. So this is where I'm going to leave this. I love you. This is my message. And yeah, we got to put aside those childish ways, no matter how comfortable it is, and no matter how many high fives we get for being in our comfort zone. We got to push our way out of it. And this is just the dead honest truth. So I love you all. Peace. This has been on my heart, and I'm happy that I had the opportunity, that these triggers were there from Facebook. So shout out to my sisters for these posts. I love you. And it's time to level up, to G up. It is. Sink or swim. I'm swimming.